retrospect, you will agree with me that over the years, the petroleum downstream industry has evolved into a vibrant and dynamic industry with increased private sector participation. It has become a key contributor to the growth and development of the economy, and we estimate that the sector has contributed over 46 billion Ghana cedis to Ghana's GDP from 2013 to 2016. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the NPA recognizes the vibrant and dynamic nature of our industry and is committed to formulating and implementing innovative strategies and policies that will ensure that the industry remains efficient and profitable, and at the same time ensuring that the good people of Ghana get the best value for money. It is with this commitment that we have decided to create this colloquium series to initiate discussions between industry participants, policymakers, and the general public to assess the petroleum downstream industry, as it were. The theme for this edition is Ghana's petroleum downstream, then, now, and the future. Indulge me to give you a little teaser of what is lined up for discussion today. Talking about where we have come from and now, the key policy objective for the downstream has been the deregulation in three folds. First is the deregulation of supply of crude oil and petroleum products, which was achieved in 2004. Second is the deregulation of ownership and operation of infrastructure, which was achieved in 2004 as well. And finally, deregulation of prices, which was largely achieved in July 2015. The industry is at a point where we have used technology and innovation to remain relevant and recognized in the sub-region and beyond. Pricing, for instance, has gradually reformed from annual regulated prices with unpaid subsidies to bi-weekly deregulated prices based on a transparent automatic adjustment formula. Ghana is one of very few African countries such as Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, and Morocco to be consuming low sulfur fuels with typical imports at less than 10 parts per million. We no more consume toxic fuel in this country. Technology-based schemes and projects such as the Petroleum Product Marking Scheme and the Bulk Road Vehicle Tracking Projects have helped us to efficiently monitor and ensure the integrity of the quality and quantity of petroleum products delivered to consumers. We have also come to a point where we are working towards delivering LPG to consumers in a safer and more efficient manner using the cylinder recirculation model of LPG distribution. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as an industry which is seen as very lucrative, we definitely will have some bad elements who will stop at nothing in their brazen attempts to game the system. While some unfortunate accidents have happened in the past due in part to negligence on the part of the handlers of the equipment and installations, resulting in loss of precious lives, recent attempts to set ablaze the Mamba Gas LPG station at Odoko here in Accra by an unknown yet to be apprehended arsonists gives us cause to be concerned that we may be up against not just negligence on the part of the handlers, but really and truly criminal-minded elements in our society. These accidents have necessitated the rollout of intensified inspection and monitoring activities by the authority to ensure health, safety, security, and environment standards are strictly adhered to, such that accidents are brought to the barest minimum. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a discussion on the health, safety, security, and environment status as an industry. We have had unscrupulous petroleum service providers try to cheat the system with dumping of export-declared products and marine gas oil declared to be sold to foreign vessels for economic gain and tax avoidance. MGO leakages are estimated to have cost the nation 18 million Ghana cedis in lost taxes in 2017, while export dumping cost us over 850 million Ghana cedis. The Ministries of Energy and Finance, in collaboration with the NPA, have put in place stringent measures which have drastically reduced these leakages that I've just mentioned. And the measures include application of domestic taxes on MGO foreign, sold to foreign vessels, and the collaboration with sub-regional neighbors such as Burkina Faso, Mali, to help account for products declared as exports to those countries. All these measures are aimed at removing economic incentive to cheat the system and are seen to be yielding significant results. MGO foreign, for instance, has reduced from 20 million liters a month to just about 290,000 liters a month, based on our preliminary estimates. We have thought it's important to include the issue of these leakages on the agenda for discussion today. In order to consolidate the gains that we have made as an industry and to make it more efficient, the authority intends to intensify activities towards plugging the supply leakages that I've just mentioned. That will be geared towards assisting the Ghana Revenue Authority to achieve the special petroleum tax revenue target of 1.8 billion Ghana cedis, and for the Ministry of Finance to be able to achieve the Energy Sector Levies Act revenue target of 3.7 billion Ghana cedis, altogether making 5.5 billion Ghana cedis in the 2018 budget. We intend to roll out the second phase of the LPG refueling plant safety risk assessment. Currently, a total of 657 stations have been inspected using the criteria developed for the first phase, of which 59 stations remain closed due to non-compliance with safety standards. The next phase will be the categorization of the stations into high risk and low risk. The exercise will take into consideration the location and human density around the stations, among others. This phase will lead to decommissioning of high-risk stations and their subsequent conversion into cylinder distribution centers under the new LPG cylinder redistribution mechanism. Low-risk stations will be considered auto-gas refueling points only. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the cylinder recirculation model of LPG distribution will be implemented fully in the course of the year. The relevant licenses will be issued and safety protocols will be keenly observed to ensure the safety of the good people of Ghana while increasing access of LPG for domestic, commercial, and industrial use from the current 25% to 50%. Further to the above, the NPA Act will be receiving some attention by way of amendments to give us supportive and enough legal backing to deal with the new wave of the industry dynamics. Honorable Ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to wrap up my speech, let me bring you back to the theme for this edition of the Downstream Colloquium Series, Ghana's petroleum downstream, then, now, and the future. We have assessed the then and the now. What about the future? As we may know, the global frontier of petroleum downstream is moving from fossil fuels to renewable energy, including biofuels. It's my hope that our discussions here will help to find answers to how we should position the downstream industry in Ghana to be relevant in the light of the shifting local and global dynamics. Senior Minister, Honorable Ministers, distinguished invited guests, to conclude, I'd like to bring your mind to the famous quote by Robert Schuller, which says, and I quote, "Today's accomplishments were yesterday's impossibilities," unquote. I encourage all of us to get involved in the discussions that will drive us towards achieving great feats and to make Ghana petroleum downstream one of the benchmark industries in Africa.